All right, let's bring in Steve Moore. He is a member of the Great American Economic Revival Group and a Freedom's Work economist. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, when they roll out all of this spending right now, do you think that there are portions of that that will help get states back on their feet, help get people back on their feet, or what do we need to do right now?
Well, are you talking about the Pelosi plan that was announced yesterday?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is a severe negative for the economy. You know this, Melissa. You and I have known each other for a long time. How many times have I drilled you into this? Government spending does not stimulate the economy. Government spending stimulates government. And boy, have we seen government, by my estimates, if we were to pass that god-awful bill of $3 trillion for the first time since World War II, the government sector of our economy, Melissa, would be larger than our private sector, all the output of all our businesses across the country. I mean, that's a scary idea. I don't think even Bernie Sanders could have ever imagined something like that in the United States. So I do think that that Nancy Pelosi is overstepped here. I think most Americans are aghast at what she's talking about. Most of the spending in this bill has nothing to do with relief from an emergency health situation. It's just basically a big grab bag of spending. But it's also interesting to me, Melissa, that I heard you just talking about the stock market. The Dow Jones has lost 700 points since she made that announcement. This is terrible for investors. It's terrible for business. And Republicans should not just say no, but hell no to this idea.
So, as we look ahead to what the government should and shouldn't be doing, we saw them jump in and, send a rescue line to the airlines. But we're going to be talking later on this show how the airlines have upset consumers by not giving them back their fare, but instead, saying you get a credit for future travel. They're losing with investors as well. Warren Buffett, saying I'm not going to invest in airlines any longer because now the government is involved. But at the same time, their business almost went under when everybody was ordered to shelter in place, and we do need airlines in the future. How do you sort out a problem like that when the economics of government help doesn't make sense, but what else are you going to do?
Well, you don't lock down your economy. I mean, I think history will look back at what we've done and look at some of the stupid decisions we've made. Look, we obviously have to keep people healthy and safe, but we didn't have to shut down, 60% of the economy to do that. So I think we're all kind of regretting, and we'll see. You just had that quote from Jerome Powell saying he thinks we can get the economy back up on its feet, but it's going to take a while. It is going to take a while. And by the way, it's not thousands of business. The only thing that I disagreed with what the chairman said was he said thousands of businesses will fail. It's not going to be thousands. It could be millions. And we have 30 million small businesses in this country. And so many of them are just struggling to keep their head above water right now. So in my opinion, you asked the question, what do we do? And it's obvious. We have to start unlocking the economy. We just have to do that. And we have to do it in a safe way and an effective way, the way companies like FedEx have done it and Amazon have done it. But as long as we keep business and production shut down, it doesn't matter how many of these trillion-dollar checks that we're sending out to people. And Pelosi acts like all we have to do is just sending money to people. We're going to run out of paper to print all those dollars with. So let's get the thing moving. By the way, good report today that shows states that opened up, like Florida and Georgia and Tennessee, are seeing faster reductions in death rates from coronavirus than the states that are still locked down. Explain that one, Melissa.
Okay, well, let me ask you about some specific situations. In California, you have LA, which is saying that they're going to stay closed for another 3 months, all but certainly snuffing many, many, many businesses right out of business there if they really do stick with that. In the northern part of the state, you see Elon Musk saying, look, you say I can't open my plant. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to put masks on people. I'm going to make it safe, but I refuse to stay closed. I'm the only car company doing it. People push back on those things and say you're putting people's lives at risk. How do you sort those situations?
Well, Los Angeles, if the mayor goes through with that and tries to keep the great city of Los Angeles shut down for 3 more months, it will be the disaster of all times. I mean, Los Angeles will never come back from that kind of calamity. I mean, you will have so many business failures, and once a business fails, they can't come back. As far as Elon Musk, look, Mr. Musk, move to Texas, move to a state that's opened up. I mean, the great thing about federalism, if you can't operate in New York or New Jersey and California, hey, move to Texas or Tennessee or Utah or Idaho, these states that are opening. And it's not just Elon Musk. You're seeing thousands of businesses that need to have customers and need to have revenues. Melissa, is our old buddy Larry Kudlow would say revenues are the mother's milk of a business. If it doesn't have revenues, it doesn't have a business. So I do think you're going to see a lot of pressure on these blue states to start opening up, or else they're going to lose their businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe once everyone's gone and the state goes broke, then people will vote for the other side. Steve Moore, we'll see you. Thanks a lot, Connell.